now in the series which I am going to bring in front of you. The name of this series is Jet Dynasty. This series has been released recently and you will definitely like it. So in the beginning of the episode, we have two children named Han and Ling and are fighting with each other because Han has lost 97 times and he wants to win this 98th time. Ling easily defeats him every time, but Han does not accept defeat, and even after defeating him again and again, he challenges him to a match, and by giving him a fight, all the children around start laughing while fighting. They reach a temple, and there too everyone starts laughing at Han, because he was not even walking properly due to tiredness, but still, again they start fighting with each other, and Ling was taking this fight as a joke, but suddenly he gets very angry, attacks Han with his sword, and then removing his knife with his sword, says to him that won't you give up now. When Han disagrees, he is about to kill him, only then priest of the temple stops him there. Even Ling comes to his senses and is surprised that what was he doing with his friend, on which Monk scolds him and says that if I had not come, you would have killed him. Then Lin starts taking Lin away from there. At home, mother of Lin asks Lin to not go alone, but he starts moving to temple to the end that he can give Monk the food alone. When Monk was on his temple, he observes something unusual up in the sky and immediately go outside. On his way to temple, when Han was about to reach temple, some black shadow moved towards him, then immediately Monk come across to defend that little soul and save Han from Shadow. Monk starts scolding Shadow and says, who the devil are you, attacking innocent children? On next scene, that Shadow starts attacking on Monk. But Monk is an expert at martial arts. On it, Shadow takes his real form and a fight starts between the two, on which Monk seems winning, but then Shadow starts using his evil powers, on which Monk gets too much angry, saying how dare you trying that evil abandoned tricks, and then Monk use his iconic technique and attack over him. Both starts attacking on each other, but this time Monk seems getting weak, and then the man goes ahead and hits the Monk hard and injures him, and says give me that thing or I will kill you. Monk says I should have understood already that you have behind that thing. The evil man then proceeds to kill his Monk, but only then standing up. He creates his Buddha Hun formation and starts levitating and then leaves all Hun on that evil man. This way all the black magic which that evil man summoned get destroyed. On that evil man climbs the rooftop and drew out his sword and summoned a magic due to which huge energy in the form of electricity spreads everywhere. Monk is surprised seeing that ancient black magic. Then he attacks the Monk with his sword, and then the Monk also creates his formation, and his formation creates so much energy which starts emanating from him. This energy throws him away where Han was watching. Evil man immediately runs away from there by entering into evil, but while leaving he also says this I will definitely come back. Monk was also so injured in this fight that blood started coming out of his mouth, and Lin and Han also got fainted on to this. Monk sits on the side of the tree and says that if these two boys would have been in the hand of Shadow, then do not know what would have happened. My very old desire to practice old Buddhism, I want it to be fulfilled as soon as possible. He remembers his God, but sometimes he sees the poison of that Shadow man in his hand and understands that he will die on the third day from today. He checks Han's pulse and try to heal his injuries and says to him, don't even worry, your friend will be fine and you will get up straight in the morning. He again asks him that there is a storm around, so what are you doing here so late at night, to which he tells that I have brought food for you. Hearing this, Monk becomes happy and says now I understand it is all Buddha's wish and it will happen, as it was already written in destiny. He then tells her that Lorna trick is a set of practice anyone can learn. Han, would you like me to learn? Han had never heard of spiritual practice before, so he asks what is this spiritual practice, on which Monk tells that this is the technique of breathing and exhaling. You can become strong. Han becomes happy after hearing this, but Monk tells that, but you also have to promise me that whatever I will teach you about this, don't tell anything, not even those who are closest to you. Can you do this? Han promised Monk about this. Monk also adds that you only have to practice this in nighttime when none is awakened, and only use this when there is the matter of life and death. I have only 2 days left until I die. Anything goes wrong, just go to the man named Weird and tell him that you have come here on behalf of Puji and Shunk from Daniel Temple, and you have to protect. He throws many questions in Han's man, but asks him in a loud voice that, did you understand, and the names I just told you, never bring those names on your face in front of anyone else, saying sadly that I don't know if we will ever meet now or not, down on his knees to honor them, and says master, and then follows them, and then Lin opens his eyes in the morning and sees Han sitting next to him. He picks her up. Han gets up, says I Master Shifu. Link says who is this master, what are you doing, and what is going on here? Both of them start going to the village again, but there was only devastation everywhere. Both of them get very upset, seeing their second uncle who is very nervous, and he is so nervous that when he goes near, he starts running from there, considering them as ghosts. Then he goes towards his house and he sees many people corpse, and seeing what he sees there, he gets shocked. Now this episode ends here. In the last episode, we saw that Han village was completely destroyed, and he started running towards home to see his mother, but only then he faints, and then when he opens his eyes, Seeing the darkness, he starts moving forward in the village and starts looking for his house. He starts shouting, "Where are you all?" Then again he falls in the river heavy with blood and starts running away from there. Only then many skeletons come there and start scaring her. Now they take Han from all sides and then attack him, but only then he opens her eyes. He come outside of house to see his mother and dad, but there was none. He only sees Ling crying and then hugs him because his parents have also been killed. They both start crying, hugging each other. Now only then a man comes there and starts taking with him somewhere in the mountains. This man is actually the king of his city, and these people are going somewhere through the gate. Name of this man is Zio. And he is taking these two children to his master. Now they are about to leave when suddenly a very big beast appears in front of them, on which both of these children get scared. But the king says that these two children have been called by the master. He looks at both the children and allows them to go. This is the best. In fact, he has been gatekeeping for thousands of years. And its name is Water Unicorn. You are completely safe here. He tells that all the people of his village have been killed. Only these 3 people are left alive. These are the children and this one man who has gone mad. The master makes both the children come near him and asks them to ask what happened last night and who has done all this. Both kids are scared and they kneel down in front of master. Ling says everyone has been killed in our village. Please find out who did all this. I was sleeping in my house with my mom type, but when I opened my eye in the morning I was under a tree and standing near me. Then we both immediately woke up and went to the village and we see everyone killed. He then starts crying, remembering his mom and dad. Where were you last night? Immediately on which Han remembers the Grand Master's sayings about Shifu that he had refused to reveal his secret to anyone. That's why he doesn't say anything. Elders thinks that he is in shock right now. That's why he is not saying anything. Among them the fatter one says that we could not save even a village coming under us. How will we eliminate evil from this world? One of them replies that we should not take any decision in enthusiasm. Master says that first we have to think about these two children. We will have to adopt these two children. One elder stands up and says that I will take care of Ling, and this way he can be my student. The other elder says that there are already 200 students under you. Already you have to struggle to manage them. The fat elder also supports this and says that I can only have it with me. Now elders talk more, and in their talks we can also notice a kind of warmth. Seems like all the elders want to have these two children under them by telling their own benefits. And they were about to have a fight that Master stops them and decides that Ling will go under you and Han will go to Dasapik, and now this matter should end here and the rest of the people should find out what exactly happened in the village. While obeying, greets them, while both the children sit on the stairs and they want to go to their home, but their house was destroyed and they are taking tension. That only then an elder comes there and understands them that our fate is in our hands and we can change it by doing our actions. This is the Elder Dragon Shao, and this will be the master of Ling. Elder Dragon Shao aches Ling with him, and then there comes Lao Sang and tells him that you will be like a good brother, come with us. Means now these two friends will take their training under different masters. Ling goes to Han and buckle him up and says now don't let yourself be bullied by messing with an elder and take care of yourself. Sang takes Han with him. Again master tells one of his elders that I have to tell you a secret. What is this secret? We will know later. He goes to elder's house and their other student starts bullying him. He was very cute, so they are piercing him and asking him that you will be able to lift the heavy sword here, and have you ever tried martial arts? After then they starts inspecting his wooden sword. When Yoon tries to take back his sword from him, they do not give it to him and start troubling him. In the next moment a co-age girl appears on the scene. She is actually daughter of that elder. She beats all the children with her clothes and says why are you bullying this boy? All the boys respect this girl because she is their elder's daughter. The girl scolds everyone and says that master directly sent him from Temple. And if you dare to disturb him again, my father will not leave you. Now his father steps in. His elder's name is Nai. Sang gives intro of Han to everyone and says that from today he is your younger brother and you have to keep Tart in mind. These boys are not really bad. They are just having fun, but still Han is angry with them. He angrily snatches his sword from them. Sang asks Han to greet and respect the elders, on which Han traditionally brings tea in front of them and very lightly and respectfully gives them to drink tea. Now everyone then sit down to eat, and the elder takes care of their training and says that you have to take good care of them, and then the elder leaves from there, and the girl says that now Han is my younger brother and I will take care of him, and if anyone says anything to my brother, I will give it to my father. Now everyone jokingly tells the girl that we understood and now let us eat. Then they give their little food to the company, and there is good friendship among all. Now Han goes to sleep at night and sees the pearl which his master has given, but he remembers the master had asked him to practice at night. So now he starts practicing at night. He meditates, and then in the morning he goes out and sees a girl who is walking with her big dog. The dog's name is Rhubarb. At first he starts barking at Han's company, but when the girl understands, the dog understands that it is his friend. This dog is very big and powerful, and it lives for at least 50 years. She comes and says that from now on, because you are younger than me, you have to obey me, and then only Sang comes and takes them both to bamboo for training. He asks them to cut bamboo and asks that, will you be able to do it? Girls used to cut it in our village. It is common for him. The girl then cuts the bamboo and she cuts a tree into many pieces in one go in a very spectacular way. Now the girl asks the Han to cut it. Han hits the tree very hard, but that bomb hits him. Sang understands him that the special plug is bamboo and it does not cut so easily, so this is the most suitable exercise for your body exercise. He starts training for war from day one, and he teaches different martial every day every time girl picks him up, and both of them train together. And slowly Han becomes expert in every martial art and then wants to spend time, and he grows up. Now he can easily cuts bamboo with word, and girl also collects them. At this moment this episode ends up here. As we saw in the last episode, Han has grown up now and he has learned Kung Fu very well by practicing. But then suddenly he is attacked by many bombs and blocks them all by using his special techniques. Actually, some of his class are attacking him. And now he tries to escape from them. Actually, Sang is training all these kids. And Han is giving a good performance. All the children of the class are attacking him together, and Sang is able to escape from all of them, but when everyone attacks Han by using their spiritual energy together, Han uses his spiritual energy, tries to gather, but gets scattered, although he is lucky that the tree on which he was standing also breaks, which he falls down and advocate himself from their attack because he couldn't use his spiritual energy. The rest of the children say that it has not yet reached the level where it can unlock its spiritual energy. We tried a lot, but it's not getting unlocked. Sang says that you have gone a long way. Now don't be disappointed, on which Han says, I disappointed my brothers again, and then everyone goes back. The farmer seems to have slowed down a lot since few years. Maybe his state of mind is not right now, and while talking one of them says the word poison. That hearing light up his mind, immediately on which he starts meditating. When the others notice surroundings, they get shocked. Sifu means master of all children come there and they see him doing this. Now his meditation is complete, and everyone run towards him happily. And say that if he keeps himself like this for 36 days, and keeps his body that straight every day, then it will definitely be successful. He goes to him and says that you are really good. All the children also start praising him, and then Shifu comes there and says that maybe someone has forgotten to cook my food. That is, he says tauntingly, and give him the responsibility of cooking food for everyone. Now Han starts cutting bamboo to practice again. But then there someone hits him by a fruit and says, whoever you are, come forward. In fact, it belonged to the monkey, and the monkey starts throwing it at him. Han also tries to stop him, but he sits on top of the tree. While on the other hand, we also see his childhood friend, whose name is Lin. We see him breaking the rock with his sword. All the rest of the students are impressed with him a lot because in 5 years he has gone ahead of all of us, and the masters also praise him a lot. And Ling is quite a genius. Now only then comes there the one who challenges the Ling to fight. Everyone calls this fight as Fan and accepts the challenge of man. Now the fight starts between them. Both are very good warriors, but at last he puts the sword on his neck, and then Master come there and saves Fan and makes him understand that you should not fight like this. He says that you have no match for Lin. He is superior than you are. He is not really Master. He is his senior, who is here on behalf of Shifu, but he trains them. Now we see Han and his friend sitting in the woods and cooking food. How much we have to wait further? On which she says that we will not have a look until the big day arrives. He has been interrupting your practice for a long time. Until I teach him to teach, I am not going to sit quietly. Now the food that Han has cooked. She likes it a lot, and they both talk a lot, in which when she feels that he is unhappy with her, she asks him the reason, on which Han tells that he is not doing spiritual cultivation. Maybe he is not meant for this. After that they were having their food, but suddenly same monkey snatches their food and climbs the tree. The girl gets very angry, and she immediately tries to catch him, but the monkey not only advocates her, but also snatches Han food too. They both then start chasing Monkey. Monkey keep running away, with both chase him up. The girl with her trick of flying starts going towards him fast, but still she is not able to catch the monkey. While chasing the monkey again she falls down, but when she starts making fun of him, the girl starts chasing him again, and the girl jumps into the ditch and goes away. Han could not leave her alone, so he also starts getting down in the ditch. While moving down, blood comes from his hand, but he somehow comes down. He sees her fainted over there. Now as soon as he starts coming near her, a lot of gravity pressure starts pulling towards him, and that crystal inside him also starts glowing, and tries to wake up the girl, but then he feels some movement inside the water. He also sees the monkey fainted there, puts it at one place under the tree, and then starts coming near to save the monkey and tries to pick it up. But then that Christian comes out from inside him and starts going into the water. Was not able to take it, so he also goes into the underwater. In water he was unable to breathe properly, so first he activates his trick on breathing underwater, and then sees the crystal there. That crystal goes on a special kind of stone and it starts producing many free vibrations. It starts moving towards Han. And as soon as it touches the stack and the crystal get mixed with each other, and the crystal and the stick starts gathering together, and then there is a blast, which leaves the stick from the Han's hand and starts falling down. This episode ends up here too. Like in the last episode, we saw that Han fell into the pond behind the monkey and fainted, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself on the bed, where his master and his wife ask him, "After all, how did you reach there? You have to tell me," he is asking loudly, to which Han says that a monkey was carrying his food, because of which he had to chase it, and the master gets angry, because at first Han was eating food at the time of training, and secondly he is taking training under such a big master in such a big academy, but still could not catch a monkey. He leaves from there in anger, but his wife tells him that the good thing is that both the children are fine, and tells him not to worry, and then she also leaves from there. Now that monkey also comes there and steal that stick. The crystal is in there, the monkey comes there and picks it up, and then the sister also comes there, who again gets angry seeing the monkey and starts catching it, but Han stops her, but he was very injured. Monkey starts fighting outside, and sister also asks Rab to attack the monkey, on which he throws the same stick at him to make Rhubarb go away, but instead of attacking on that monkey starts playing with a stick. He brings this to the sister. The monkey starts running away from there, and now the sister starts trying to catch the monkey. And then after a lot of difficulties, when she is about to catch the monkey, then Zeofan comes in the middle and stops her and says that this monkey is poor. Monarchy climbs on his shoulder and Zeofan loves him and makes him his pet, on which the sister says that you should take care of it, but it shouldn't mess with Rhubarb anytime. Now Zeofan names the monkey as Zeohui, and the monkey then brings the same stick to Zeofan. At night, goes to his room and starts meditating, and tries to raise his spiritual power, and finally this time he succeeds in making a spiritual ball. He thinks that whenever he meditates here, the hydrogen inside pixel waves collides and gets dissipated. This time also it has happened, but this time it is better than before. Let's see if he keeps the same head up at night. He would be the same powerful as the others, but still he can't break the big rock with his sword. Then his master comes there, who tells that the most important thing to learn is that there should be no destruction around, so forget all that you have learned so far. When it is in your hands, then let nothing come in your way and go wherever it takes you. Stop thinking about winning or losing and just focus on the target. Doing this, he practices it with him, and the master breaks the stone without hitting the stone with his sword. Now he again gives the sword to the Lin and asks him to do so. And then thinking of something, the master jumps down into the ditch. Then gets very tense and starts looking down. But then the master comes flying up and attacks, and both start fighting. He is fighting with Sword of Dragons attack and says if you want to get Dragon's Sword, first prove that you are worthy of it. They give him Dragon's Sword, and Lin trains with master by matching his spiritual power with sword, and while training, a huge dragon spirit avatar comes there. Mater is very happy and says that I do think that you are talented. Now being your teacher, I will pass you. Are you ready to give the last test? While chanting with his sword, the whole weather around changes, and suddenly Lin also faints. In the second day, sister comes in the kitchen and asks him, "What you have made for me?" Zeofan did not want to show her yet, but she starts seeing herself. He has made a lot for her, seeing which the sister gets very happy. But then the sister notices something in his hand and asks him what is it. Still he did not want to show it. So they get into a scuffle, and in the middle of the scuffle, they come very close, but then the sister snatches it, but then the bomb falls down in the water and wash away. Now then comes Senior Sang, who tells him that some guests are going to come. Longsheng Fan students gonna come here, you should greet them. Zeofan somehow manages to get that bamboo and starts following them. There lies Master Shifu and students too. One of them does not know how to drink tea with bamboo. Master Shifu says that your master didn't really teach you how to drink tea in bamboo. These masters are angry with each other and want to make their own students superior to the others. And then master and students talks a lot, but Master Shifu seems to be somewhat jealous. And they come to know that rules are changed now. Master Shifu gets shocked to hear that the rules have been changed. Now what kind of rules are these, said the master. We will tell in the next episode. After greeting the master and his wife, he goes to Zeofan, meets and says, how did you miss me today? Sister asks Zeofan about him, to which he says that he is my childhood friend and together we have come here on these mountains. Now Master Shifu says you can go for the test. And then master and his wife start leaving from here. And sister and Lin also greet each other and says that my friend has a friend like you with whom he will definitely move forward. And Ginsai's name will be illuminated again. Wanted to talk alone, so they both go outside and talk to each other. That we haven't met each other for 5 years. They ask each other's well-being and ask about cultivation and talk like that. He says that now I will not lose this time. Now they fight with each other. Zeofan also preserve their childhood swords, on which Lin gets very happy. A fight starts between them, in which at first they compete with each other, but later on Lin is overpowered. Monkey and Dog are very happy to see their fight. They both are fighting together iconically. Lin throws Xiaofan away. At the same moment, Sister appears and she thinks that Lin is bullying Xiaofan. And she was so angry that she doesn't listen and keeps attacking her again and again. Lin also fights with her and a fight starts between them. Sisters is very expert at fighting, and with her unique style, she starts overwhelming him in combat fight and captures the Lin completely in her clothes. Lin becomes very angry on this, on which he summons his dragon sword attack, and then this episode ends here. In the last episode, we saw that the Goldfish girl had attacked Ling, and now Lin and Goldfish were fighting. Xiaofan was repeatedly trying to stop them, but Goldfish was not taking the name of stopping. When the advantages of both of them take a very serious form and Lankita was about to hit Goldfish, only then Ling Sr. comes there and stops them and saves Goldfish. Actually, Xiaofan calls her with that name of Goldfish, so we will call her Goldfish from now on. And then the master also comes there and taunt Ling, says that, so you get only my daughter to show your power. Seems like you have taught her a good lesson, isn't? Lin Sr. apologizes to them and says Ling is the student of our master, please forgive him. We have been fighting like this since childhood, he wasn't bullying me at all. There was no need for Goldfish to jump into this matter. But because he does not understand well, everyone thinks that he has been bullying Xiaofan like this since childhood. Senior specially apologizes Goldfish on behalf of Lin, but when Goldfish is throwing tantrums, he gives her a beautiful looking pal, which she was happy to have, and forgives Lin. Then Lin comes to Xiaofan. He says that I used to worry about you. You have got such a lovely friend to take care of you. Xiaofan gets shy. Pearls Hui Wu, on which Xiaofan says that I will do whatever the master says, but tells him that this happens only once in 60 years. We are lucky that we came here 5 years ago. Keep in mind that you must watch this tournament. They do some more similar talks. Only then the senior of Ling comes there who tells him that 7 pearls is not a small tournament. Now our master is calling us, so let's go. And Ling say goodbye to Xiaofan. At night Ling was in his room, when suddenly Goldfish steps in and asks him to close the gate. Xiaofan gets a bit nervous hearing this, but Goldfish asks him, why were you get bullied by Lin that time? Xiaofan says, he has stopped doing that. Now we can talk about something else. Goldfish says, maybe you guys grew up together. He has been bullying you since childhood and you did not do anything till now. Why? I do not think he is a good boy. This time his luck has gone up. I would have corrected him today myself. Then she gives him an encryption. When Xiaofan opens it, he was shocked to see it, that he drops down this from his own hands, because if master comes to know, he will kill him. Goldfish says, how they will know that? I will not tell them nor you will. You just practice this encryption, and get strong faster. He picks up the inscription, he opens it and puts it back, but then he picks it up after thinking a lot. And so starts practicing. He is doing it very well now, and while practicing only then he hears some sound. He goes there, and sees a senior who got injured due to fall. He picks him up and asks him that. After all, you were traveling for these 6 years and what are you doing here in this condition? And says that I knew that you are here. So at first I have come over here to meet you. Hearing this, Xiaofan starts hugging him, but because he has a bit of a funny nature, he stops him and uses his flying dice, and tells him that these dice are the magic bullets of my training. He then tells him more about these dice, that I had to suffer a lot to get it. It is found only on the banks of the South Tisue, but the group where Xiaofan was training called Dazufeng, and he is not sure that whether he will go to tournament from Dazufeng or not. 6 Senior also tells that this year 9 people are being taken from each peak. Maybe your number could also be taken because we are only 7, 2 more people are needed. Obviously your chances of going are very high. Hearing this, Xiaofan gets very happy. On the other hand, we see Ling, who was practicing Battle Dragon Push in front of his class, and everyone was very surprised by his performance. He has explained to Ling that if you want to come on top in 7 Meridian, then you have to work harder. The master of Ling is Xiaofang. Master tells that our Long Songfen always been on the top. So maintain this position and don't let me down, and then the master of this whole valley goes before his god and starts praising and worshipping. Because the tournament is just a few days away, and on the other side funny 6 brothers meet and joke a lot with others and all the ready for tournament. But Xiaofan didn't come yet. So when the Goldfish calls him, he was busy in cooking. Then he comes out and gives everyone his lunch, and when everyone sees his magic stick near him, people ask him what is this, and when Goldfish also says that, there is no need for you to have such a dirty step in the tournament. Xiaofan tells that this magical weapons is more powerful than a sword, no matter what. And he just do not believe it, and a samurai sword is handed over him, and now the master also comes there, and everyone starts going towards the tournament too. Mater brings Zeofan with him. He also asks, will you take this monkey with you too? On which Zeofan says yes. And they all start going to the tournament flying in full speed. Due to lack of balance, he falls down, but Goldfish saves him by closing him with her clothes, and he falls down perfectly. All the children come down, and he has finally reached the tournament. Seeing the place, the monkey gets excited and starts running, and seeing this, the Goldfish starts laughing, but then a girl comes there, everyone gets shocked, and then this episode ends. Like in the last episode, we and everyone else have gone to the tournament. Now and then we see a lot of meetings over there. Actually, where they meeting, it's a huge set, and its name is Cream Loose Set. Where we find out that they talk about blood refining hall. Its strength has also reduced a lot. Now there is no need for us to be afraid of it. Big Bang Ko-Peak's elder tells Kang Song that, are you sure about what you have just said? All these elders are here discussing about how to train their students and how to get high-level training. Where Mainhead says that I am responsible for getting rid of demons. We should meet Fan Siang Valley and Tianming Temple together. We will have to ask him to join us, so that he can help us. No matter what the situation is, this tournament is an opportunity for us to unite them all. We will choose our top 4 students and send them to investigate ancient Van Vu Cave. Now our hope is totally dependent on this tournament winner. All the elders agree with Mainhead's sayings. On the next scene we see Zeofan, and he was trying to catch his monkey, while Senior Song sees a girl who starts talking to him, and Senior Song starts feeling shy in front of her, and Juniors starts making fun of Song. Actually, there are many peaks inside this huge set. And now remaining students of Dragon Peak and the girl, whose name is Line, is also from Dragon Peak. Dazu Peak and Dragon Peak meet each other, on which Line says to him that, this time I hope your peak will not lose. On which Ki says, this time there are many talented people in our peak, and your peak will stand no chance against us. They are talking to each other quite humbly. After which both girls go to meet other peaks. After that, Line come to Zeofan. And as Line knows how to do Dragon Spirit, he is looking stronger, on which Zeofan becomes happy. They joke a lot, in which Ling says that now we will fight inside the tournament too, and this time not with real sword, but with real sword, and then Zeofan's monkey returns to him. A boy was trying to catch the monkey, and seeing him he understands that the monkey belongs to him. This boy is very funny type, who wants to have this monkey, because actually this is one and only 3-eyed monkey which later on can transform into a very unique animal. Zeofan says, but it has only 2-eyed, on which he tells that its third has not opened yet. So like the rest of monkey, it is still aggressive. And then there start playing drums everywhere. Every student starts gathering at arena. Veli Head address everyone and says that there is an old saying that bringing focus is the key to mastering something. He also says similar things, and scene shifts to that stranger again, who this time starts giving him something worthy in return of this monkey. But Zeofan denied to hand over him his monkey. Stranger name is Shu Shub and is from Wind Peak. Then we see the starting ceremony of this tournament, but only then we see his magic stick, which suddenly becomes active. Water Dragon becomes active again due to its magic. But Mainhead then goes there and calms the dragon with his powers. That dragon name is Linezun. Everybody thinks that the dragon is also happy with this ceremony, that's why came here. So everyone goes out with great enthusiasm. Elder says an announcement and says that the winner will be awarded with this ancient hexagonal mirror. Shushu says, this mirror is actually an artifact which has been running for many centuries. Then Elder says, I will run a number system to manage upcoming fights, which is like number 1 box candidate will have to fight number 64 and so on. He throws numbers randomly to students. Everybody picks their one, but when last one is remaining, Zeofan picks it up. On calling number 1, it turned out to be Zeofan's. But when Master calls out 64, it turned out none has picked that number up. This way Zeofan is automatically promoted to next round. Now number 2 and number 63 is being called, and we can see an iconic fight between them. All matches are knockout matches, and after many matches, Shincheong-do from Sand Peak is invited to fight, but this time with Goldfish from Big Bamboo Peak. Shincheong-do is really powerful, who last time defeated 2 masters together all alone. Sang also alerts Goldfish to be careful, but Goldfish is sure that he will take him down. Shin throws a lot of stones. She tries to avoid them. But even after a lot of hard work, she is not able to overcome him completely, because he has a lot of experience. Seeing Goldfish losing, Zeofan feels bad, and Shushu also comes there to tease him. The Goldfish had been losing after working hard, and Winshin leaves the Goldfish completely in stone tightly. Suddenly the magical stone gets activated again, and some invisible power is brought around Goldfish, and those stones automatically break, and the Goldfish immediately attacks Cheong-do. Now Goldfish is attacking, and that black magic is also attacking Cheong-do. Now Goldfish starts trying to tie him, The same Shushu gives Zeofan a valuable book to read. Zeofan says that he cannot accept such a valuable book, but still Shushu starts handing him to take the monkey. But when Zeofan opens it and sees it, there are many adult images inside it, which he shyly closes, and Goldfish also won the match and come to Zeofan to celebrate. But Zeofan tries to hide it and starts behaving very weird, and then there comes Lu Zusi and all get surprised to see her beauty, and then this episode ends with this. As we have seen in the last episode, Fang Xiao, who is from Longshu Peak, gonna fight with Lu Zuki. Feng Xiao gives his intro to him, and now a fight starts between them, in which Feng Xiao immediately attacks Lu. Lu just defends him, but Feng is fighting very badly. But Feng tries to surround her from all sides, and tries to get around her, but Lu easily breaks the crystal and comes forward to fight him. They have a fight and defeats the Feng easily. Now Lu is in the top 32, but this fight makes the elders angry with her master, because she became more cruel. Now the Shushu has comes and starts joking that, "Have you liked Lu?" And then only his name is announced, and it is Shushu turn to fight now. There are many matches like this, and then after a while, we all see all students going somewhere through the bridge. Now Zeofan sees his name in the qualification board, and then he sees the name of the Goldfish and becomes happy. Because now he has a match tomorrow. Now it is night and Zeofan sees Goldfish. He happily starts going to her, but only then he sees Goldfish with a boy. And that boy is none other than her friend Lin Sr. Seeing this, he feels very bad. Goldfish was very happy with him, and they both are talking very happily. He feels really very bad seeing her childhood love on other hand. And he starts remembering his childhood, how he and Goldfish used to play together. Sadly, he doesn't go near her and sits there. Next day, there is going to be a match between Zeofan and Shu Buhan. But still Zeofan is depressed, because now he starts thinking that everyone thinks that I am hopeless. So she has also left me all alone now. His opponent asks, "Will you keep thinking like this or fight too?" Then immediately he attacks. And his sword breaks and he himself falls away, which makes the Fang angry. And now he fights with his broken sword. But his opponent is handling him single-handed. He takes out his magic stick and tries to fight him. Opponent makes a lot of fun of him and says that what kind of weapons do your peak does use? That two behind you is also from your peak, who had made his weapon 3 dices. And now you have come to kill me with this wooden stick. Now only then he looks at the side, and the Goldfish was still talking to him and was laughing with him. Now he gets very angry, and by using his magic stick like a sword, he now moves forward to fight, and they start fighting. Now they both start to overpower each other, and hence coming in potential attacks Zeofan. And now Zeofan starts getting weak again. Now opponents attack with golden light and decides to do final strike on the injured Zeofan. His friend alert him not to touch his golden light. But only then black smoke comes out from him again, and now black smoke envelops the whole of arena, and even both cannot be seen. Zeofan with full black magic come back and then attacks him and hit with dark magic so hard that he goes out and gets fainted. And now Zeofan is a true winner of this battle. He has qualified for top 16, and seeing his friend Dark Power Shushu gets shocked. Now in the evening rest, student starts talking about how he got defeated from such a village boy. We were thinking that he will win, but he has lost with such a simple boy. Now they start arguing on whether he is strong and deserving or not. Only then there comes Senior Song and resolve their feud. And then Goldfish gets angry with them because they gambled on Zeofan defeat. Dubi starts taking his side, and seeing his face, Goldfish tells him that, "You are going to apologize, Zeofan." Then Master comes there and tells them that if you win, then you will feel the sound. The Master then says tauntingly that even though you have won all, but if even a little bit was left in turn, today you will be seen here operated. You guys have to be careful, as your next opponent is Lu Ziyuki. We all feel like elders, that this year he is going to win, and then he comes to Zeofan and says, "I didn't think that you will win. Now tomorrow also you have to play like this." And then Master starts leaving from there. And rest of the children on this starts putting more gambling on Zeofan. Now next day he gonna fight with Pang-chan and tells him about him that he has got the dragon power. So if you start fearing, then you give up without fighting. On which Fang gets angry says, "How can you even think like this?" Shushu sends him to the arena and says that, "All I can worry about is your injury." He confronts his opponent and recalls his childhood practice of how he made himself strong by doing very hard training. Senior Song had taught him with full devotion, while all his brothers were practicing in fun, and how Goldfish and he used to practice together, and also Master, who always looks after them. After that flashback the fight starts, then he draws